So, I kind of found out I had autism a few months ago. And not gonna lie, it kind of blew my mind. Like, of course, I've had it all my life. It's not something you get infected by or something. But after thinking constantly about it, pretty much every waking moment the next week, not autistic at all, I know, I realized that it's extremely obvious the more I look back. One good example is something I noticed recently while going for a walk in the woods with my girlfriend. I needed to walk in a specific side, a specific distance away, which is not normal at all. If she doesn't do it, my brain kind of shuts off. And I don't know, it's kind of a relief having a reason to why I'm like this. It explains a lot of situations and struggles throughout my childhood and now early adult life. So I thought, why not make a video about it and make my YouTube channel in the same go? It's something I've always wanted to do since watching YouTube kind of helped me through most of my dark times. So what's the worst that can happen, right? This channel is basically going to be me playing Minecraft while talking about life experiences, things I've learned, and maybe documenting my dream of buying an abandoned house in Japan, aka an Akaya. Then making it an old school samurai looking compound. I'm going to mainly be playing on my forever world that I just started for the channel. And don't judge me too hard. I haven't played Minecraft for like 10 years, even though I probably have like 15,000 plus hours. But now for the actual story. Growing up, in addition to the undiagnosed autism, I also had Tourette's, which was diagnosed when I was around 4. And it didn't exactly help me socially either that I made loud noises and moved around like a retard. Though, in kindergarten and my early school years, I surprisingly didn't struggle that much. Like, sure, some small gremlins tried to bully me a little bit, but I was a big kid. Like, I just hit back and it stopped pretty fast. And I had friends. And yeah, we were kind of the losers who played Minecraft, right? While the other kids were playing football. But it didn't really matter to me that much. I had fun, enjoyed it, like, who doesn't like mining for diamonds, right? And the main issue came later, around my teenage years. I was around 12 at the time, I think. That's when I lost that support system, teachers, familiar faces. And suddenly I was in a new class full of strangers, new people, new faces, and nothing felt predictable anymore. I didn't know how to act. And something I realize now, but obviously didn't back then, right? Is that I don't naturally understand how people work. I adapt to them over time. It takes me a lot of time to subconsciously adapt. And when everything I had adapted to suddenly changed, it completely messed with my head. I remember when school started, I felt like a deer in headlights. The best way I can describe it is like pressing F5 in Minecraft and seeing yourself in the third person. It didn't feel like I was actually there. It felt like I was just watching. It just felt off in a way. It's pretty hard to explain. So I just ended up sticking with the first person who gave me any kind of attention. And yeah, it actually kind of worked. I had someone to be around, but it never felt real. I was always the one asking to join. I was never invited out. I always felt like I was doing everything wrong since they never reached out. And when I got home, I just isolated myself in my room gaming more and more. It was not healthy. And honestly, it's hard and pretty sad to admit, but looking back, it felt like I was just being tolerated, not actually wanted. Like, no one really liked me. Though after a while, I did what I've always done. I adapted. I found new friends. I met some girls. Actually kissed one too, surprisingly. And I had people to spend time with. And for a while, I felt like things were working. But the problem was, it never lasted. One of my biggest issues is that I get too fixated on people. I invest 110%. If I made a new friend, I just want to spend all my time with them. I didn't realize I was probably a bit too much. And looking back with the knowledge I have now, I 100% understand why. And over time, this led to me spending more and more time alone in my room playing Minecraft and evolving into playing Rust, which is a pretty similar game, just more for adults. Extremely addictive game, and I do not recommend if you want a social life. But if you don't, it's fucking perfect. Then things got worse at school too. I got into conflicts, even a few physical ones, and at that point, I was even suspended for around 3 or 4 months. Around the time, I think I was around 13 to 14. I also started drinking and smoking, mostly because I latched onto any kind of attention I could get, and the people who gave me that attention was into that kind of stuff. And honestly, I hated my life at that point. That phase lasted maybe about a year, and then, like everything else, those friends disappeared too. This whole cycle repeated again and again until around 17, 18. That's when I met a new group of people, and for the first time, I was actually getting invited out. I wasn't looked at like a lost puppy that no one wanted to be around. But to make that work, I had to rely on a lot of alcohol and other substances to be able to socialize. And yeah, it actually worked. I made friends, I talked to people, I got attention from girls. But to be clear, I'm not glorifying any of that. I don't touch any of it anymore, and I haven't for years. And you shouldn't. But what it did do was kind of force me to get used to being around people. Before that, even small groups would overwhelm me, act out of place, be weird. But now I can actually handle being around other human beings. I read faces a lot better. I understand things I never did before. I even got like 70, maybe 80% success rate on sarcasm, which is crazy. I'm basically adapted to the point where most people wouldn't even guess I'm autistic unless they really get to know me and they have some kind of experience knowing what it is. And yeah, I still struggle with a lot of things, but I have a girlfriend who listens to me rant for hours on end, and somehow she's still there 3 years. Yeah, and somehow she's still there 3 years later. Friendships are also a lot easier now. I have people I can call, people to do things with without feeling like a lost puppy. And for the first time in my life, I enjoy being alive. That's a pretty big achievement, not gonna lie. It took me over 20 years to get here. I'm 23 now, but it showed me that even if things feel completely hopeless for a long time, it doesn't mean they have to stay that way. You just gotta keep going and put in the work, and trust me, it's hard and it takes a shit ton of time, but it's worth it when you get there. Thanks for listening to my little rant. Hope you stay around, and I'll try to post at least once, probably twice a week.